really difficult situation where the tailgate was shut and locked, and we were unable to get access to the lock at the bottom because the trim was on. So you would hear the lock trying to open. It had obviously failed, and it would not have allowed to open the boot, which was an unpleasant situation to be in.
This is a horrible situation to be in when the boot is shut. At the moment, it looks pretty easy because I've taken the trim piece off, but when we started, the trim piece was obviously on before the thing packed up. Now, the problem is the latch had failed, and the latch is right at the bottom with the securing screws accessible only with the tailgate open. There's one of three. The other two are under here. So what we basically did was I did manage to get the trim piece off with the door shut, which was a bit terrifying because you can get these clips off up the top. Okay. These guys here down the side, you need to actually take off this trim piece here, that trim piece there, and then you can lever the two screws out, or the two rivets, plastic rivets out from the side. You get the male out first and then the female, then you can take the trim piece off, and then you will finally have access to the locking mechanism. So that was a significant time consumption and very difficult when you're an adult working in the boot of a sealed wagon. So obviously here we have the wiper motor. Here's our latch with the lock, and there is the motor. So here is our interior trim piece that had to come off the boot, and basically this is what you're effectively looking at inside the car. All these latches, the piece wants to go up or towards the window, not towards the floor, otherwise you will snap these pieces off. This is what I was saying about from the side. You need to get those plastic rivets out. There's two each side. You can get them out with the boot shut with this in place, although it's very awkward. You have to flick the male out, then flick the female out. If you've got a forked plastic trim remover piece, that's very helpful to get the female out. And for example, there's the two on the other side.
Now, I felt that the potentiometer and the struts had failed, so I'd purchased them in advance of this procedure before the latching mechanism failed. You can see on the left side of the screen is the strut, the right side of the tailgate hinge is the hydraulic ram, whereas on the right side of the vehicle there is the potentiometer on the left side of the latch and the strut on the right side. So I bought all these parts to replace except the hydraulic ram, strut on the right, potentiometer on the left, whereas on the left side of the vehicle you have the strut on the left and the hydraulic ram on the right. So to get access to these and replace these whilst I'm waiting for a new latch to turn up, you need to take off the trim on the inside of the roof, which is a bit of a task. So you've got the D pillar plastic and the C pillar plastic, which is then going to necessitate a few other things. Now, you would have taken those off anyway, including the luggage latch.
The emergency triangle side is pretty straightforward because you just push that and hinge it out. But all of that's got to come off to get that trim piece off if you're in the same predicament as we were, in that the boot is shut and locked.
So the roof detachment starts with the removal of the little luggage net, which has a Torx screw facing vertically, and you take that down and you'll see the plastic cap over the potentiometer, and there's another one on the left side for the strut. So that's got to come out. Now that thing can't come out without the roof being dropped because it's got the cable going through it. It's the bane of your existence, this thing.
There is another video online of a gentleman trying to be helpful, demonstrating his experience. He managed to pull this out through the little clip, the trim clip, without releasing the potentiometer. I do not know how he did that. The cable must have been pulled out of the rubber somehow, but you can't get that seal off independently. So that was interesting. This needed to come out with the potentiometer, or you have to cut the wire for the potentiometer, and then maybe you can wrangle that through. So that's how we had to do that. Now, to get all of this off, you're going to need to have to take off a number of the pieces of plastic trim. This portion here, which has two little plastic rivets, and then you're going to need to detach the upper 2/3 of this trim down the side. These have little male inserts into rubber rivets there. There's a number of them. So they're going to have to come off. Getting this bit off is not essential, but it does make it a little bit easier. It's pretty easy anyway. You just, from memory, unclip it. On the back, there's a little clip up there from memory. But those pieces on both sides are going to need to come off. On the driver's side, sorry, I keep saying that, it's the potentiometer on the inside and the strut on the outside. We're going to replace both. So we've taken off the seal, which is just pressed around the edge. You then need to take these clips out, the males, and then there are female rubbers. Take the male out and then pull the female rubbers out and they won't tear. You've got to then flex this bit in, and then that will enable you to disconnect the potentiometer on the inside and the strut on the outside. I've also taken off that piece there. Oh man. So we've just cut the wire from inside and then pulled this out from that end. There's the old potentiometer, which doesn't seem to have much resistance in it at all. I don't know how much it's supposed to have. There's that one, and there's the new one with the part number. So there's the
yeah, it looks like it's meant to go in from the front.
The old piece.
You have to lift that a bit. Yeah.
I think that's the 34th week of 2023 that this was made for the right side, marked by the R. Stabilis and Cobblends.
So the strut will go in from the outside, but the potentiometer, initially we thought we'd get it in from the inside. That cannot be done because of the darn strut interfering with the two deep connectors for the potentiometer and strut. You can't get it through there. And you'll see that in a sec, how it's interfering with those little ball joint attachments there. You can't get it past there, no matter what we did. Then we thought we'd try it from the outside in. That also does not work. You need to drop the roof, which is kind of frustrating, which you'll see in a sec. Now the reason you need to drop the roof is to take off the bracket which is stopping the potentiometer going through. So there's the bracket coming down there. Now that bracket has a little clip which the potentiometer wire is secured or zip tied to, you can see. Also on this bracket is the little hole that the internal clip will secure to. So this is why the roof needs to come down and the two internal trim pieces need to come off. And so you also take off the grab handle of the rear door. So it will flex down, but unfortunately I snapped the clip at the back. That's what it is. And then there's the 410mm bolts attaching the bracket. And you can see that little one at the bottom left where the little internal piece is screwed into that we took off at the very start.
Hopefully this is, yeah, there we go.
Bit easier now.
Yeah.
There we go.
Wow.
Well, so actually you didn't have to get that out. There was just a bit of jiggling and then it got through. So the we've done the deep end inside the cabin first for both sides of the strut and the potentiometer. Then these have clipped on secondarily. Again, the roof liner has been dropped. We've actually just done it from the side at the back after removing the tailgate seal and all these plastic trim down the side. You have to adjust the tailgate to get the length correct to put them on. And we also had to take that deep bracket in there, which we're going to show you in there. You can see the finger pointing to it in there. That bracket's got to come off. And that's why you have to drop this, because you cannot get the potentiometer in without having that bracket off. We put the bracket on to lever off to get the main strut on because we needed some strength. So that went on to help lever on the deep end, if that makes sense. And what you'll notice there also is what are probably T45, were they?
Yeah.
Hexes, or in hexes. That's for the ball joints that the strut and the potentiometer go onto. You could take them off to make life very easy, but we didn't have the half-inch attachment to run that. So, and now otherwise ready to assemble the roof, which is just victim of one broken tab here because it's got to go forward, and we just pull it down. Here is our bracket for the potentiometer. You see the bracket's been removed temporarily. There's the bracket in connection at the moment. Excuse me, put the grommet in my mouth. And that's ready to go back in with the 410s, and then the handle will screw into that little one there. I don't know why that needs to be bracketed up there, but anyway, that made it a real bastard. The B-pillar trim has come off. There's two clips on the front, I believe.
That's it.
All right. You got that one, so we're just going to tap these through, and we're going to find these afterwards. That's through. We're going to find them afterwards. It's just the two. Yep, there we go. Well, I probably should have pulled the females out first. That would have been wise. I will edit that bit out selectively. Okay, now we've disconnected that from the other end. Toodles. Get that off. Oh, did we get it off? Did we?
So we've got to get the other one off.
All right. In the end, you can come out, and what we've done is put the hydraulic ram above the strut. So the strut can now come out from the bottom. And what's the date on this one? Let's have a look. In wonder. 18 again, is it? The hydraulic ram down there that's been released on the left side. So left side gets the hydraulic ram, right side gets the potentiometer. And there we go, now we'll get the new strut in there. So there's the left, manufactured in 2023. There's the part number for the left, so we're going spring in first. And I'm probably going to go below the ram. So trying to reattach that from inside the cargo net clip area.
That close on it.
Yeah, tuck it in there so we can press it and then get out of the way. Promising start. Didn't explode. Not latching.
So I'll now be waiting for a warranty replacement of the latching mechanism, which I purchased for about $400 US only about 6 months ago. So I'm going to have to wait to put it all back.